Evening, folks. Welcome to the 49th Open Panel Wednesday stream. Tonight's topic: Mighty Morphin Season 3. It starts out with Rangers being caught between Zed fighting one of his rivals, known as Lord Draken.
Yep.
Yeah, Lord Draken was a rival of Zed who started showing up in his territory when deal when the Rangers were busy dealing with him. They end up going to another world to help others like them fight against this guy, while Kimberly was on her own to deal with an ugly monster.
Well, she had a cold.
Yeah, yep, that's right. And hello, Fourth 1000. Thanks for
Hey,
stopping by. And remember, be sure to hit like, share the stream, and subscribe as well, folks. This is sure to be a while. Yeah, Kimberly had a cold. Well, while the others were on the planet, but on the way they seemed to run into a. Oh, wait. Here he is. There's one of the. Yeah, I believe this is Drakan.
yep.
Yeah. He was at war with rebels that were on a planet that he and his empire were attacking. And the Rangers had to go to that planet to help them out. Yeah. One of the rebels who was fighting the bad guys. We're doing okay. Thanks, Fourth. Thank you, Fourth. Who was fighting the bad guys turns out to be a ranger, but I kind of forgot what you call them. Who were these rangers that were in space?
Oh, dead. Yeah, I can't remember. I know the main person was a prince as well.
Yeah, me too.
Because when they first turned up, um they accused the Rangers of being part of the, with the bad guys and all that sort of stuff, and then they start fighting. And the only way that they, kind of like stop is when they all say, "Oh, we're with Alpha. That's how we got here." And then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, Alpha. Oh, okay, we're all friends now." It's like, okay,
Yeah, this was Alpha's world.
yeah, you could have said that beforehand or something, or whatever.
Yeah, Alpha's homeworld.
Yes, because he picked up a transmission that was uh brought from the Blue Ranger, like the original Blue Ranger, because he upgraded their communications or something, I believe. And that's
Yeah,
which is always interest me, that how high tech that they all are back in the 90s and all that sort of stuff compared to like now.
yeah, I hear you. They had great quality back then.
Mm. And also, when the Rangers go to that planet, they only have like half their powers or something like that as well.
Yeah,
So they're not actually at full strength when they're really running around fighting too. So
yeah, that too. Yeah, it's like they don't have much strength when dealing with them. But in the meantime, Zed's monster was recovering from a cold it caught from Kimberly. Yeah, and ugly, fiendish-looking creature. Wow. You wonder how much effort it took to making this kind of a costume for the people on set to actually pull this off.
I reckon a fair bit, but also um it probably was just skinned up with like cardboard and all that sort of stuff as well too. But getting that onto the actual person might have taken a few hours at least.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely a few hours.
Like, see, season 3, I think, to me, I think some of it was low quality. I'm not sure if it was just the writing or what. It, yeah. I think seasons 1 and 2 were a lot better.
I liked season 2 more,
Hmm.
to be honest. Yeah, some of the writing did start to fall off a bit when it came down to season 3. Kind of like in the movies, the third one sometimes ends up facing a curse or something.
Yeah, and that's the thing with like every TV show as well. They do have their ups and downs. Sometimes it would be either just episodes, or it would actually be a whole season. It'll go down, and then they pick up,
Y-
like after either the next season or two.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
And
Yep.
the whole love triangle, or not triangle, sorry, the whole the love relationship with the two, with Zen and the original
Rita.
chick, yeah, and Rita, was just weird.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was weird for them to do. Yeah, it really got weird. As in weird. Yeah, but also it introduces. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It also introduces another character who was was quite the comedian, and later became part of another comedy double act. His name is Rito, and Bob Pappenbrook. Wow, never thought he would be voicing this guy.
Yeah, it goes back to the costumes. How interesting that they've designed these individuals as well.
Yeah, and he became a comedy double act along with Goldar. Later on. Yeah, he even you know what the funniest thing he ever does or ever says? Calls
Uh,
Zed. He
yep.
calls Zed Ed.
Mm.
He calls Zed Ed. Yeah, it's true. I listened to every word he said, and yeah, he sure likes to call Zed Lord Zed Ed as an ED,
Yep.
forgetting about the Z.
Well, a lot of it is kind of, I guess you know, for us looking back at it, you know, as we're watching, we can probably laugh a little bit more. But when we're watching it, you know, when we were younger and stuff, we probably enjoyed it a lot more too. Um, you know, we'll take in like a lot of the stuff it actually has, and we didn't really actually care too much about the production or anything like that. It was just fun, entertaining back in the 80s or so. But now, yeah, like, when you look at it, you kind of laugh at how they've done things as well. Well, I've laughed at all of them, just the fact of when you're looking at the 90s humor and all that sort of stuff, and how far we've gone with it all as well.
Uh-huh. They even made him supersized, super giant to fight the Rangers too. When he during his first encounter with them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward that they would make him the younger, dumber brother of Rito Repulsa, who has a human face, but Rito being all bones. Wow, man, not just creepy,
Well,
but really weird.
no, that's probably what they were going for. Again, also depends on the quality of the writing. You know, I do think season three's quality of writing and that did go down a bit. So
Yeah, But there's also another thing. Yeah, but also in this season, it even gets more big with comedy. You also you also know what happens to Bulk and Skull. I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
Bulk and decide to become policemen just so they can impress some ladies. Yet they had to go through a lot of hell just to maintain that position. Yeah, like that. Yep, Bulk and Skull in this season. Yeah, they decide to become policemen, and yet they end up getting themselves into a lot of trouble and a lot of clumsiness just to try to get earn their badges and stripes. Really weird. These guys are nuts. Everywhere they
Well, if
go.
you look at if you look at the things that they've done during all the seasons, it is actually pretty interesting and entertaining at the same time. They are the comical release properly in the actual TV shows, really.
They sure are. Yeah, yeah. Bulk and Skull didn't have hair. Did not get their haircuts until they started enrolling in the police academy. Yeah, and from that clip, you saw them screaming. Was them
Mm.
freaking out over each other's haircuts.
And definitely have to give it to the actors of doing all that as well. It's actually pretty well done, but they did a pretty good job for the actual characters themselves.
Yeah, yeah, they sure have. Man, their others are running late.
Mm-hmm.
Such a pity, but anyway, soon as we get further and as soon as we enter further the season, read over vote. Yeah, the tangas. Let me just check out the tangas. Here we are. Here are the ones I was talking to about earlier, Valkyrie. The
Yep.
tangas, crow-shaped adversaries of the Power Rangers, introduced in season 3, replacing the putties as Rita and Zed's henchmen. Yeah, alien crows, big enough to cause a lot of trouble, as well as overwhelm their opponents with their flight capabilities and stuff. I mean, wow, not bad. Strangely creepy and freaky looking, but hey, least at least they got something interesting to show about. What do you think about them?
They they almost look like the old Planet of the Apes
Oh yeah,
costume.
yeah, that's a good point right there. Yeah, these aliens looking like crows. Anyway, they hatched from eggs that were planted on the moon by Rita Revolto
Mm-hmm.
as gifts as presents to his sister Rita and to her husband Lord Zed. Yeah, yeah, and they were called that when he was being forced by Zed and Rita to tell them what was in the eggs. Yeah, they found a magnificent And from that point on, since their debut, they replaced the putties as Rita and Zed's new henchmen. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I don't think I got that far with it, unfortunately. Um, but no, that's actually pretty funny because the putties were well, kind of more disposable henchmen, but that's a pretty big upgrade though, for the henchmen.
yep, impressive one too. Yeah, very impressive as well.
And a lot of again a lot of makeup and all that sort of stuff for them too, where the putties were they didn't actually have that much to deal with, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. As soon as the Rangers got overpowered by Rito and had their Zords destroyed, yeah, Rito, having overpowered the Rangers, managed to destroy the two Zords that they had for the six of them, including Tommy's Zord.
Ah, the tiger,
Yep,
man.
yeah, they were overwhelmed big time by the guys. As soon as Rito started to overpower them with his weapons and his size.
But they've lost their Zoids beforehand as well in season two, I think.
Yeah, yeah, they did. They did lose their Zords in season two and had new ones replace them.
Yes.
Yeah, and because of that, they went to find Ninjor. Ninjor, you know the original source of the Power Rangers' source of power. Yeah, and guess where he was hiding when they were? Oh, hang on. Let me see. Yeah, guess where they found Ninjor once they entered his temple?
Uh, well, wouldn't have a clue.
Oh, it's simple. They actually found him in the guy's inside a vase.
Wise, eh?
Here's
Maybe
a
I do know him. Well, hey, get out, I say, and leave me in peace.
yep, yeah, that's where they found him inside a vase. Yeah, they found him inside a vase.
Trying to think if uh, I'm not sure if it. Trying to remember now, but wasn't someone else captured in in a vase or something like that beforehand as well? Like
That
in
was
season one and
Kimberly.
two.
That was
Yeah.
yeah, that was Kimberly earlier hand.
Hmm.
Yeah, back in the first or second season, she was captured in a vase by something from her nightmare. Can't tell, but also, oh yeah, yeah, and oh Trini and Trini was also captured in a jar by her doll, turned into a monster.
Yeah, no, that's just interesting. That's all. They how some people get captured with same methods as beforehand. It's just funny. I find it funny.
Yeah, but here, but here surrounding Ninjor are the Rangers suiting up in their new armor. Yeah, as ninjas. Yeah, they also they learned new techniques and they received new Zords him as soon as.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Roadkill's responding on Discord.
Yep. Do you have a picture of the what their new suits look like, or if
The what? The
what
what?
they look like properly, like their new stuff? It was at the moment you could just see them.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Oh, here they are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that looks stupid.
Yeah, it kind of looks weird. Yeah, with their uniforms. It's still cool, but weird.
No, I prefer them in their actual suits that they had beforehand. I think that looks good.
Yeah, I see your point. Yeah, they've. Yeah, I mean this branch of Rangers from the original series underwent many different changes and upgrades. Yeah, you gotta actually wonder how many you can count for each one, especially for Tommy since he's been around since the beginning, and pretty as well as Billy. Yeah, Tommy and Billy had been around the longest in this show. So far they would be the only.
I thought the actress who plays Kimberly was there for quite some time too.
Yeah, her
Or
too.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, she's a beauty. I was trying to reach out to her to see if she could join, but apparently she hasn't responded, which is such a bum. I mean, look at her. Man, she was gorgeous back then. Even Beardo was had her and had her name in the polls to one of his streams tonight on who was the hottest.
I say the evil lady is the hottest.
I still go with Kimberly, but they voted most of the votes from Beardo's stream went to Jennifer Connelly
Yeah.
earlier tonight. Wish I could show you, but it might be locked out as it's only a members thing, only kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's all good. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not surprised on them voting on her being the hottest. So
yeah, yeah. Even though she was, yeah, I've learned after watching the episode where she was under Rita's spell all along with Billy, if she and how she would be so beautiful, deemed so beautiful. It turns out it's because she was part Portuguese.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. In these suits, the Rangers were able to fight back against the the Tangas,
Yep.
their new ninja armor. But they weren't the only things that were emerging from the eggs that were planted by Rito up on the moon. Along the way, along with them was another egg, which was something more deadly, called Vampirus. Called Vampirus. Yeah, this is who it is. Huh. Strange one too, especially especially when you know that vampires are supposed to be weak against sunlight. This one is able to resist it. I mean, what was going on? Were they starting to struggle with ideas or something?
Uh, like I said, I think season three's went down a little bit. So probably yes. Also, how many episodes are there in? There's what 20 something episodes in each season as well. Back in the day too, so they're about what 20 to 30 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah, there would be some points where you probably start losing, ideas and stuff like that as well, because they're probably trying not to do the same thing over and over again as well, which they kind of do in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. Yeah. This one hatched right outside of right outside of Ninjor's sacred temple. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
temple. Yeah, his Ninjor's temple had a great garden hidden inside with it nonetheless. However, well, I did forget some things along the way, but hey, each of them each of the rangers with these new powers and their new suits gained a certain animal. Rocky got himself the gorilla. How you you rem, you remember what which of each animal the rangers received with their suits?
Top of my head, no.
Hail, welcome aboard.
E.
Yeah, Tech Blade. Thanks for showing up. Be sure to hit like, share, and subscribe as well. Man, the others are taking their time. Yeah. All right. Wow. Anyway, Ninjor throughout this season was there to help the Rangers whenever they were in need of assistance.
Okay, so the White Ranger had the Falcon, Pink Ranger had the Crane, the Blue Ranger had the Wolf, the Yellow Ranger went with the Bear, the Red, as you said, the Ape, and the Black went with the Frog.
Oh, very good. Yeah, ninja types. Oh yeah.
I still don't like that ninja costume.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, they each had their own animals. Yeah, boy, I don't know if we're gonna find it in time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tommy got the Falcon. Well, Kimberly got the Crane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. He said something about the Falcon being able to turn into a Falcon's or something, or is it just for the combination of the other Zords?
Um, Let's see, it depends. But I know if it was like the other seasons, probably. But it depends if they actually changed it, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Because Tommy always had the one that was always independent.
Yeah.
With season 1, when he was the Green Ranger, he had the Godzilla-looking one. Season, and then
Yeah, it's the
and it was
dragons.
the white. Yeah, and then it became the tiger, and both of them could actually morph into their own thing as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Each of them can. Gotta wonder where the others are. King Style will be yeah. Yeah, King Style will be joining us soon. Not sure what Theta and Ape are, but Roadkill should be able to get there. Should be able to show up soon.
Yep.
Yeah. The Red Ranger had his own mini sword.
Which probably Roadkill liked as well, because he normally liked the Red Ranger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do you have a picture of actually each of the Zoids then as well, like the new ones that they got?
Yeah. Well, sorry. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But here's the. Yeah. Anyway, back to this. Yeah. This is the Zord they turned their Megazord into. Ninja Megazord. Yeah, they all love ninjas. I can guarantee you that. Oh, and here are the animal. Here are some of the animals that each turns into.
You
That
get some backstage.
Mm-hmm. The
Yeah,
wolf.
the frog.
Yeah. Yeah, a frog. What would you rate? Finally. Hi, King Style. Hey there, King Style.
I
Are you
think he's
there?
muted.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, how's it going, mate?
Yeah. We're also waiting on others to show up. For now, it's just us. So, what can you tell us about season 3?
Well, season 3 is very unique and very weird. It's like I like season 3, but you could tell it's kind of like out there, not in a bad way, but in a good way, but also due to issues, due to like contract disputes and budget reasons. Like I like
Yeah.
the ninja outfits, but you could tell that's the main
Ugh.
reason for that was because of budget reasons.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't like them. I think they look stupid.
I don't have a
Me
problem with
personally.
them, but the suit, but it's like kind of a downgrade. Like if it would have been like the ninja outfits from the Future series, like the Ninja Storm series, or the other Power Ranger Ninja series, or any of the Super Sentai series with ninja stuff in it, I would have been okay with it. But you could tell that Seban was like, yeah, like they ran out of money. They looked all right,
Oh.
but the suits were way better. You know,
Well, yeah, you could tell that with the first episode, as well when
and then
they
you had
met
the Mighty
the
Morphin
new people.
Mm-hmm. And then you had the Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers that were there for no reason other than we ran out of footage and we have a contract dispute with the actors. Yeah, and it's convenient that they were only there. They're like, it's weird. It's like the only time, right, outside of like the evil Power Rangers from SPD, the A team, right, that you had 2 different Power Ranger teams. I mean, technically,
A
Ninja
Squad,
Storm,
C Squad, and B Squad.
yeah, like was like the first time in the series history where you had a different Power Ranger team at the same time coming concurrently, not legacy characters, or crossover events. So this is like the first time in the series history where you had 2 different teams technically being around the same time or being deactivated because they turn into kids. Again, this is the weirdness of season 3.
Yeah, I know.
They turn into children. Weird? Yeah, go ahead.
About season 3, having a school teacher turned into a monster. I mean, take episode 10 when Rito thought he could pull it off with using Lord Zed's staff for a day. And yeah, guess what he does that made everything look even weird.
So weird. Was that based off of a Japanese adaptation though? Like, because I swear, like that sounds like something Japan would do. Let's have an evil teacher become an evil villain for a day.
Yeah, it's weird.
He got fired from his job, or he was getting reprimanded because he's being too strict with the students. Oh, I want my revenge on the Power Ranger, the Sentai group. They happened to be in my class. And then the mid-tier villain or the main villain's like, yeah, you want revenge? I'll give you some powers, but you have to work for me.
Yeah.
Well, no, I could probably see that with some Western style as well, though. Too.
Yeah, but like it's only like for one episode. They're not going to be the main villain, like, or not the main villain, but like part of the main team of villains, like being a
I know what you mean. Yeah.
They're not going to be that. It's going to be a one and done episode. Whereas in Japan, they might keep them around if the character is good enough for the story plots.
Yeah, like Tommy's character with the Green Ranger.
Yeah, like like for example, in the original series, Tommy's character in the Japanese counterpart, he dies. And some fans speculated, were they gonna kill Tommy off too? It's like, probably not. If they did, it would be off screen, because back then, for a children's program, they didn't show people dying. Ironically, It wasn't until, was this In Space or oh my god, what was the other team, where literally the Pink Ranger dies on screen. She comes back to life later, but that was the first time that they actually showed a Power Ranger dying on screen.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway.
The real reason was because she had cancer, so they had to write her off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, but she was still alive. But she's still alive.
Yeah, of course. of course. What happened was that she had to get treatment, so they had to write her off. And then at the end of the series, they brought her back to life. So I guess that was probably why they were able to get away with it, was because, hey, we're gonna bring her back. We just have to kill her off temporarily.
Oh man.
Well, as long as it's not permanent, it doesn't go against the guidelines for children's programming, so we allow it.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I see. Anyway, the Rangers were lucky they had to deal with. Yeah, they had to deal with one of their. Anyway, back to episode 10 of season 3. The Rocky was switching places with his science teacher for a day, who was mistaken by Tang as to being a Red Ranger, and Rito accidentally turned him into a monster that followed his very command up until he was defeated. But also, at the same time, Rocky had to carefully bring his friends back to the HQ while they were stuck inside these glass vials and stuff, which is also weird.
Also, it's also weird though. Technically speaking, the ninja outfits, there's technically 2 iterations of it. The television version and the movie version, right?
Mhm.
So like, but the thing is, the movie version, and it sucks. The movie version isn't canon. It's its own continuity. Unfortunately, the ninja gear, the ninja outfits, right? Technically, Tommy is the White Ranger twice, which a lot of people don't realize. They talk about him being the Red Ranger 2 times, right? The Turbo Ranger and the Zeo Ranger. But technically, if you count the ninja attires, the ninja Rangers as a separate entity, technically Tommy was the White Ranger 2 times as well.
Yeah.
Which means he's the only Power Ranger in the series history, even if you count the Sentai series, where he was a Ranger not only like twice in one color, but in another as well.
Yeah.
Which is
That
pretty
too.
cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Well, his character's interesting as well. Honestly, because if you really look at Tommy as well, like how he first came in as the Green Ranger, bad guy, then comes the good, then becomes the White Ranger as well, and then you had the other episode where there was a split. There was 2 Tommies. One was green to fight them all again, sort of thing, and all that sort of stuff as well. So his character is actually probably one of the better ones, really, and it has a bigger arc to it as well, I guess.
Well, it's crazy because I think it was in this season, right? That because he was so popular, because originally Tommy was not supposed to come back as the White Ranger. He was not. He was supposed to be, I guess, retired, not killed, but we know what that really means. It just means he's killed. But he was supposed to not come back, but due to the fans, writing letters to Seban wanting him to come back, because he was supposed to be in VR Troopers. Jason David Frank was supposed to be in VR Troopers, and the guy that starred in VR Troopers, he was supposed to be the White Ranger. They switched it at the last minute due to the fan outcry.
Wow.
And honestly, it probably was for the best, because, dude, I think the Power Rangers would have been canceled before we even got the other iterations.
Yeah.
I think the final Power Ranger series, after Zeo or Turbo, that would have been the end.
Yeah, it would have been.
There would have been no, or Power Rangers in space. That would have been it. There would have been no Disney era or Seban version 2 era. There would have not been any of that. But a lot of the actors were resentful towards Tommy, though. his character because they wanted to be like even Austin St. John, right? I
Mhm.
get it. He was the leader of the team, and then you get this guy to come in who was supposed to be a temporary guy, or at least that's what you hear. He outshines you. Well, yeah, he's awesome. That's why. But here's the
Yeah.
weird part. Remember when they revealed when Zordon says that Tommy's the leader of the team? That was a redub, right? That wasn't in the original broadcast version, right? Because
Exactly.
I don't think it was in the DVD version, not in the original airing. Because notice that if that was the case, then the Red Ranger would have been mad. Austin St.
Mhm.
John would have not been. He wouldn't had a normal face because you know these actors. Like, no offense to them, but it's like they have huge egos, and that's probably because it's show business, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So of course, even the Black Ranger, he was upset with Jason because
Yeah.
they outshined him. It's like, dude, like then try to be more exciting. Don't get upset at him.
Yeah.
But that's what happened behind the scenes. So I don't believe that when Zordon said, "Oh, Tommy, you're the new leader of the Power Rangers," that was a redub. That was not in the original version. And even some
Nope, it
fans have
was
like
not.
said that they're like, "No, that wasn't in the original version.
Yeah.
It wasn't."
Yeah. But later on in the show, we come to a turning point where the team starts undergoing another shift, starting off with the first appearance of who would then replace Kimberly as the Pink Ranger. And Catherine Hillard. Yeah, that's her name.
You know, it sucked that slowly but surely the original cast were leaving the show. But, if they weren't getting paid the way they wanted to, can you blame them, right?
Right.
True.
I mean, I don't have an issue with that. The thing is, it's like this is what happens when you have non-unions involved,
Huh.
because the actors, even Zach was like, "Oh no, I wasn't paid right. I didn't get some of the merchandise," even though he said he never tried to negotiate for the toy deal. He did.
Yeah.
He lied about that. Him and his agent tried to do that, and they told him no
Yeah.
because they already had the toy deal. Because that's why the show kept going. By the way, if it wasn't for the toy deal, the Power Ranger series would have ended a lot sooner. It would have just been one season.
Yeah, that's true.
But the toy deal gave an excuse for them to keep going.
Yeah, it did. Anyway, Cat was introduced as a puppet who was under Rita's spell. And while she was under Rita's spell, guess what she was able to do but couldn't when she started coming to her senses and turned good. Oh man. Don't
So
seem
I
to
was
show
looking
us.
at those weird cat memes that you just had to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what Cat was when introduced into the series. A white cat.
I'm surprised that like they didn't introduce, like if they were going to go for the alien thing or the mutant thing, that they didn't introduce an animal hybrid version of the Power Rangers a lot sooner. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't do that. Like they did it later, right? With SPD with the dog character, right?
With
They
Doggy
did.
Kruger.
Yeah, with Doggy Kruger. I'm sorry, like you got to remember, it's been a long time since I've seen those shows. So
Yeah, me too.
with Doggy Kruger, and it's cool that the actor who played Doggy Kruger, he ended up becoming a Power Ranger again.
Yeah,
Like,
and
he was the cat. Yeah, go ahead.
and he was cast as the villain Bolg that got killed by Legolas in the Hobbit 3 movie.
Yeah, I
He
think
was,
because he's from New Zealand, right? The actor that played him, like he's a native from New Zealand,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
that's
that's where
correct, from New
that's where
Zealand.
the Lord of the Rings films were done at
Yep.
the time.
Yep. Cat was introduced as a white cat shapeshifter. And of course, yeah, and she was able to transform into a cat monster. Yeah,
I love
which was
that.
this was temporary. Yeah, one was temporary. It's called a Ranger Catastrophe.
Yeah, I miss the older like Power Ranger series with these costumes because like now like they would just use CGI. They'll just do half-ass makeup and costume with CGI now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
It's
I have to
sad.
agree with you. Yeah, sorry.
Mhm.
Go.
No, go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was just going to say, yeah, I agree with you massively because you look like things like Jurassic Park, how they did that in the early stage. I know I'm saying going to other things, but also
Yeah, but
like
it
the
has to do
TV
with
shows,
this because
yeah, and
Mhm.
also like Farscape. If you ever watch that, that whole entire thing is done by puppets and stuff like that as well. That's another good TV show as well if you like
well,
sci-fi.
it's
But
sad
yeah,
because the animatronics from it still holds up for the most part. The
oh yeah,
animatronics from all
definitely.
three movies. It's sad that they're pretty much obsolete now because they want to use CGI, and it's like it doesn't look good using CGI for certain
Well,
scenes because then it gets outdated in a couple
yes,
years.
and you can tell later on as well because you've seen better CGI and all that sort of stuff, and you can tell that it's fake and all that sort of stuff too. Where if I go back to like the old like Farscape and stuff like that, it doesn't matter how when I watch it. Like even if I come like 80, I could probably still watch it and be like, that still looks bloody good for back when it was what the again in the 90s or so, early 90s, and
The
most of
only
the other stuff. Yep. Okay.
Mhm. No, the only thing that I can remember that still holds up really good, and some people will debate this, but the Crow, the Brandon Lee CGI effect, they used a lot of techniques to hide using camera angles and lighting and all that, and heavy editing, and it
Yep.
worked. That's the only one that I can think of from 30 more than 30 years ago where it's not really that outdated. It
I'm trying to
it's
think.
passable. It's passable. It's not
I think.
ridiculous.
Well, actually, the other one I that just popped in my head as well was Starship Troopers. They use both in certain parts as well. They use CGI, but also they used puppets and that as well for certain scenes, especially when they had up close with the bugs too.
Mhm.
And
Right.
I think that still actually holds up too as well.
I mean, Star Wars kind of held up when they were
Mm.
using Yoda for the puppets and all that and other things. But then George Lucas, like when he did the 2000s like prequels, right? He started doing that with the Phantom Menace with Yoda, and then he's like, "No, I'm gonna use CGI instead." I'm like, "Why are you doing that? You're literally gonna make the Phantom Menace look outdated
Yes.
by doing that." That means that every couple of decades, you're going to have a better CGI model for Yoda to not make it look terrible. And I'm pretty sure that's what Disney is doing right now. Like, if they re release The Phantom Menace, they're going to go back and fix Yoda's like model for
Well,
all three
hopefully.
movies because it's not going to look right. And honestly, I prefer like puppets slash animatronics because it does the job pretty well. I understand for something like Sonic, you can't use puppets or like costumes because it'd look creepy. It
Well,
would look
yeah,
so
there are.
weird with Sonic. with a guy in a Sonic costume.
There are some things that you would have to use CGI, like say like the Henry Cavill 40K stuff. Like if you actually look into that universe itself, there are a lot of things that you can't do, like with makeup or anything like that whatsoever. Like some of that has to be done by CGI.
Yeah, because I I don't know if like the only way that you can make the Sonic thing work is you'd have to get a dwarf. You have to get a dwarf to play Sonic in where
Hi,
the
Furious.
costume. Hey Theta, what's going on?
Hey,
Yeah, what's going on, man? Holy
Hi,
shit.
Furious. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem. I've been sick, bro. Hey, stomach virus,
Oof.
headaches, everything, bro.
Yeah, I've
That's
been
why.
having. Yeah,
Like,
I've been kind of. Yeah, I almost had that feeling tonight when I didn't finish cooking the shrimp scampi thing in the oven.
everything that I
Yeah.
eat makes me sick, man. Like, I'm doing good, man. How you guys been, man?
Doing
all I
okay.
have to
Pretty good.
all I have to say to that is that you got to stop getting your food from roadkill. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Them fucking tacos are killing me, bro. Oh, by the
Yeah,
way,
exactly.
I've been doing a lot of anime shorts and they've been blowing up my channel like crazy. And
Oh,
That's
cool.
awesome, man.
my anime girl that I've been had a backlog for quite a while. Which I did 2 videos with her, and then today I did like 3 or 4 videos with her, and they've been a massive success. And she's new to the Super Driver series. Her name is Tanya, and and believe me, she is blowing it up there right now. She blew it up.
That's
out there,
awesome,
man.
Dan.
Yeah, it's crazy when you have your own creativity. Like I say all the time, I got stories in my head, right? What that means, stories in my head, that means you got a creation coming in. All you got to do is bring that story to life,
Dude,
and that's how.
that's
Yep.
awesome. The only issue with me is I'm not an animator / an artist per se. I have a lot of ideas in my head as well, but
Mhm.
I would I don't know, maybe I would have to go to school and actually learn how to animate or draw properly.
Nah, really, you could use the AI too. AI, you could just make a
Yeah.
girl up
Yeah,
or
but
make something up. It helps out.
But I know I get that, but like, what would be the fun in that? Like, literally,
That is
like
true.
that's like me playing video games with cheat codes constantly on. Yeah, it's fun in the
Technically.
beginning, but then it gets boring after a while.
But
Yeah.
not if you create a story for it, like creating the prompts for it. That's creative. If you create prompts out of your head, that's creative. You know what I'm saying? The character is not a
Yeah.
consider a let's just say a credit. You know, I don't consider the characters a credit because for the simple reason why I don't consider the character as a credit, because it wasn't created by you, it was created by AI. But the prompt is created by you. When you type in something and you make that video come to life, it's your creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because look, because it would be cool. No lie, it would be cool in the future, right? We can have our
Mhm.
own custom made Power Ranger or Super Sentai episodes.
Mhm.
But you couldn't like make money off of it because that would be the caveat. You couldn't.
Uh-huh.
Just
It
like
would
that power,
literally. Yeah, go ahead.
just like that Power Ranger I got here in panel. That's my own Power Ranger.
Oh, White
Oh,
Ranger.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I-
he is the
I don't-
mighty wolf. He's the mighty Morphin Wolf Ranger, Gold Wolf Ranger.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you mean the female version?
No, the male version.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Not the
I'm
one
pretty
that
sure.
not the one with not the one that Toasty made with the big boobs. No, not that one.
oh, you mean Tommy?
No, Toasty made a Power Ranger with big ass boobs. That one.
Yeah,
The-
I'm
that's the
pretty sure
Power
there was a
Ranger.
female version of it. Eh?
That's the
Yeah.
Valkyria.
Oh yeah, speaking of Gold Ranger, and this always bothered me with Power Rangers. Like I understand they don't
That's
want to
for
make a
next season.
they don't want to confuse people with the gold, like a full gold outfit, because it'd be too similar to the Yellow Ranger gear. But I'm like, isn't that what the Gold Ranger is? It's literally a different form of yellow, right?
Yeah, it is.
All it
Technically, yeah.
is.
A rich
So,
version
but
of yellow. Yeah. It's a
but the
richer
thing is
version.
with that, it's like, you know, when they introduced the Gold Ranger, right? He wore black. And I'm talking about the original Gold Ranger from
Black, yeah, Trey. That was his
Yeah,
name
like
too.
Trey, like he and I'm like, that's not really. I mean, he has gold partially, but that's not really gold.
More like
Ranger.
a
It's
black and gold ranger. That's
yeah, a
what it was
black and
called.
gold ranger, but
Oh,
they didn't
yeah.
say that. They called it the gold ranger. I'm like,
And the only thing I didn't like about him, I hated the Zord. I hated the freaking pyramid Zord. I'm sorry, they could have done better with that. Like
Understood.
pyramidas, that was the name of the thing. They could have done better with that.
Yeah,
I
That
understand.
was
Like
so
I
That can be
understand
another
why they did it. Like whenever they do gold rangers now, they have to do black with gold or white and gold to
Yeah.
emphasize it because you already have a yellow ranger. You don't want two yellow, but at the same time, it's like you had two blue rangers and two red rangers and Ninja Storm.
exactly.
So who cares?
Well,
Don't-
one was
you
like
just got to make
one
them
was
look
burgundy.
darker and lighter, right?
Well, the
Yes.
other one was a burgundy ranger, and that was the one that I think it was Ninja Storm. Jason Momoa, Pua, whatever his name is. He passed away though. We all know that. We don't know
Oh,
how
Jason
he passed
David
away.
Frank.
Yeah, I think it was his name. I think I'm not sure, but
Anyway,
he
can we
was more
get
like a
back?
burgundy ranger.
Yeah. Anyway, Tommy and Kimberly were along with Billy kept everything together, and they've been always there up until Kat makes her entrance, starting off as an antagonist under Rita's spell. Here she starts off as a white kitty cat that was adopted by Aisha, and was later revealed herself to turn into a cat monster to attack the Rangers later. But then, after her defeat, she turns back into a white kitten again and starts blending in and acting innocent and all, trying to keep everyone confused. But she was kind of like the female puppet of Rita, who later became Tommy's love interest. Episodes after Kimberly left due to cancer. I mean,
I was gonna ask something. Have you guys ever seen the black and gold Megazord?
no, I haven't.
You gotta find it. It's in Japan. They only made it in Japan, and he was it was actually like a short or a sequel or something with the Japanese Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I found it the other day. I don't know if I can find it again, but you should search it around. It was pretty cool. It was actually 10 times more powerful than the original Megazord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they would try to stop it because it was uncontrollable. I think it was not. I don't know if it was under a spell or something, but it was like uncontrollable. Like they couldn't control them. When
Yeah.
they actually found them. Yeah.
Hi, Emily. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey,
Yep. Anyway. Yeah, this episode event where Kimberly was having these issues. Well, what was this 3-part episode event?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, man. You got to remember, this has been so long since I've seen the series as a whole. Like,
Same here. I just have to
Like,
go back.
I only know bits and pieces. Like, dude, I love Power Rangers, right? But not to the point that I remember everything like verbatim and every dialogue that each Ranger said on the episode. I don't remember that.
Oh, a different shade of pink.
Like, I remember the Halloween episode where Ernie dressed like a pimp.
I saw that. I
That
remember
was funny. But
Yeah.
it was weird because like most of the Rangers were like they were in their costumes, right? But the reason is because they had a contract dispute or a pay dispute. So only Tommy and I forgot the other 2 Rangers, they were without their costume. That was it. They recycled dialogue from older episodes and that was it. They did not as a kid you wouldn't know anything, but when you're an adult, like, that's very strange. They didn't take their costumes off. And
Yeah,
they're not
that
in the
is
final.
kinda
They're not at
strange.
the end of the episode. They're not at the end of the episode with the other Rangers.
Yes, exactly.
So
well,
you
a
can
lot of
figure it out.
a lot of
as an
shows
adult.
do that as well. A lot of shows do that.
Yeah, but they're a team, you know. Like if it's one thing if they were not like together as a united front, I'd be like, okay, well, they probably don't like each other or they're not have a strong relationship yet. No, they're past that. So
Yeah, they are.
so what happened was is that they had a pay dispute, so you only had like 3 Power Rangers appear at the end of the episode, and it was weird.
Yeah. Yeah, but of course, you said the reason for the changing of the Pink Ranger was because Amy Jo Johnson at the time was experiencing cancer symptoms.
No, no,
right?
no, no. The other Pink Ranger, the one from was it Lost Galaxy or In Space? It was the one with the glasses. I think the
Oh,
Pink.
that one.
I think Amy Jo Johnson was because again a pay dispute, or she quit or something, or they didn't want her around because then they'd have to pay her more money.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's unfortunate, but like with the exception of Tommy, everybody left because they can't afford. Like people have to realize in the Power
Billy
Rangers,
was
right?
still with them.
Yeah, Billy was there because he probably wasn't asking for too much money. But the thing is, when they did Power Rangers, right, in the original version, the pilot one before the cast that we know now, I think they were originally going to plan to have stuntmen or stunt women be in the costumes, but then Seban was like, that costs too much money. So I need to have both stuntmen / stunt women and the actors be the same so I could save money.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's actually smart. I actually prefer that. I prefer the actors to do their own stunts, kind of like how Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee did in the Kung Fu movies. The problem is if they get injured and you're not paying them that much money, why are they going to stick around, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Kimberly was, but so in these episodes of Shade of Pink, Kimberly was having difficulties, was starting to lose her powers, and her friends had to go through a lot to help save her from dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but later on, Kat was able to break free from Rita's control, and meets up with Kimberly in her hospital room to apologize. And she confessed that she was in on Rita's plan all along. And you gotta wonder that with the actress herself being named Catherine, who is also from Australia, how would you compare her with Margot Robbie, fellas?
I mean, she was all right.
Yeah.
It is cool that like they had international flair even before the New Zealand era or the Disney era of the Power Rangers. They had international flair.
They did a
before
lot of
that.
shows in New Zealand, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
wasn't
they
it the
did.
first time they did the New Zealand when they did the New Zealand crossover, right? Or invasion, if you want to call it, right? Kind of like how the Beatles and the Rolling Stones came over here from England, right, to the U.S. Over here. They did the first time they did New Zealand was when they did the Power Rangers movie, right? The second, was it the second one or the first Power Rangers Mighty Morphin movie?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I know
they
the
shot
first
in
one
New Zealand there. Yeah.
Yeah, I know the
I
first
think
one
it was
took place
Turbo.
during season 2 or something, but
I think it was Power Rangers Turbo.
Okay, so possibly Turbo. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
first time that they actually did New Zealand. This was pre-Disney era, but it wasn't official for the TV shows until when Disney bought them out.
yeah.
And that was
Indeed.
the reason why Disney continued to do the Power Ranger show, because if they didn't, they would have canceled it.
Yeah, they would have
The Power
lost.
Rangers would have been cartoons. If they would have kept it, probably it would have just been an animated series.
It would have been
Yeah.
a good anime, though, too.
Yeah, it's one of the few things Disney had to keep the younger male audiences in check.
Yeah, and it also had a very decent, I wouldn't say small, but a decent female audience too, because you would be surprised. Like Selena Gomez is actually a fan of the Power Rangers.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, she
That's
was wearing
neat.
a Mighty Morphin shirt, and some of the Disney cast members in recent years were in a costume party. They were dressed like the Power Rangers, the Mighty Morphin era to be exact.
because it was the best.
Yeah.
Yep, Mighty Morphin Arrow has always been the best.
Yeah.
So they were dressed like that. So like you wouldn't expect it, but some like even I think Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya were Power Ranger fans as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So yeah, they, you would be surprised on how many Power Ranger fans of celebrities, just like anime fans of celebrities, you would be surprised.
Yeah, I didn't like the
On-
last movie they came out with though. Oh god, it was horrible.
Yeah, I didn't like how they turned Rita Repulsa into this weird like horror monster thing. Like
And
woman.
Golda looked like retard. What else?
Yeah, they made
swap
Trini
Billy.
they made Trini into a lesbian. They
Yep.
didn't say it, but they implied it heavily.
And
Oh,
I
geez.
felt different. Why?
so
Why do you
Trini,
feel different?
so especially if you guys know about Trini, Trini is a Latin singer. She's a Latin singer. I forgot what was her name, but
you mean
she something like not Ivy Queen. She's Puerto Rican though. This girl, the pink, the yellow. I think it was the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, she was the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah,
and,
she was the Yellow
and
Ranger.
They changed it up a little bit in the movies. Like they changed the Black Ranger's now Asian. He's an Asian male. They made the Blue Ranger into an autistic kid.
Really?
Wasn't Yeah, they did a couple of liberties, like except for the Red and the Pink Ranger were the only ones that were kept intact.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the Power Rangers movie, had they continued, like they called him Tommy Oliver, right? Like they showed his Letterman. They didn't even show him. Apparently, they shot scenes with an actor already, but they weren't 100. It would have been similar to the Batman with Robert Pattinson. You had this weird character person that may be a standby. They didn't intend to be the character, but they might use him depending on how much money they would have for the future or not.
Mm-hmm.
So they shot the scene. They never had him appear on screen. So we don't know what he looks like. We don't know what Tommy looks like. And the cast members were like, yeah, let's make Tommy into a girl. So Tamisha? No. That would have been a dumb idea.
Yeah, but you also know what else dumb ideas they came up with for season 3, which are kind of hilarious too. Rita's PETA.
I remember when Jason David Frank did a Steve Urkel, one of the bad guys in the garage. It was a fight or something like that. He came in one of the episodes also as well. You know, he was supposed to be in replacement. As instead of having him as the Green Ranger, it was supposed to be Brian Steele from VR Troopers, and then it turned out to have him as the Green Ranger. Exactly. So I guess I don't know what was the guy's name. It's been such a long time I haven't watched VR Troopers as well. Brian Steele was supposed to be the Green Ranger, but they replaced him with Jason David Frank. And the Yellow Ranger that made the last movie, her name was Becky G.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Becky G,
Becky G.
Which, by the way, like nothing against the actress who played her. Like I don't know. I didn't think she was right for the role of the Yellow Ranger, and I don't know. And the Blue Ranger, I don't know.
Anyway, in this episode, Tommy got possessed by one of Rita's monsters, who's driven him into an eating frenzy, where he starts losing control of himself and starts eating so much food and everything, and even made himself a fool in front of one of his own students at the rec center, at the youth center.
They should have went 100% and just gave him a fat suit to make him look like Ernie. That would have been fun.
That would be hilarious.
or like Bulk. It's like you literally have like the suits and stuff. You couldn't get a fat suit like the Nutty Professor for cheap, like Eddie Murphy. You literally could have done that. You could have modeled the suit after Ernie or Bulk.
True.
You just covered it and just made him fat. And then by the end of the episode, you show a montage of him losing weight. He's like, yeah, guys, I'm skinny again. Thank you for your support.
Yeah, But at least Kat was starting to get along well with the Rangers after Kimberly left and took over the mantle of Pink Ranger. Yeah, obviously because she was also a puppet under Rita's spell that she would end up being the one that marries Tommy in the end.
Yeah, because she had a crush on Tommy too.
Yeah. Yep, she did.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
wasn't that bad as the Pink Ranger, but I always think that Kimberly's always been number one as the Pink Ranger, though.
Yeah, same
In
here.
my opinion here.
Here's the
Yeah.
question, guys. If
You grew
Trini
up with it.
didn't leave, right? Do you think she would have been the Pink Ranger as the replacement? If
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think she would
I
stay as the
think
Yellow
so.
Ranger.
I think so. I think
Maybe she would have
Maybe, yeah,
been
maybe.
alive if she hadn't left.
because I'm just saying if Tommy could change colors and then the same thing with the Red Ranger just changing colors to eventually being the black, like anything's possible. I mean, anything's possible in the world of the Power Rangers, man.
Yep.
Anything.
Even hobbies and jobs and stuff they do around the town, including construction. Yeah, there was this.
Yeah. Yep.
I had the screenshot earlier before.
Can you believe half of the bad guys are gone? Like Lord Zed, Rita, and Rito.
Yeah.
The actors, they're dead.
Yeah,
The
they
voice
passed
actors,
away.
right?
That's
Not
crazy,
the
yeah.
actors in the costume.
The actors in the cast, the actual actors, yeah. I mean the voices,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Even
Because
even
people
even
were- Because people were saying that Zordon's actor died. No, his voice actor died. The guy
Yeah.
who was physically him, he's still alive.
mhm.
He's still alive. Like because I saw him. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't think he died. Don't say he passed away. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
The voice for Zordon, yeah, he passed away like what 10 years ago, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess so. But here's the episode I was referring to earlier. Yeah. Later on, there's this episode where Kat was leading a construction project, having a brick wall built around a perimeter to a place she wanted to build. But eventually, it was getting wrecked by a brick monster. Yeah, some kind of brick monster. Yeah, where was it?
I think it's that episode. I think you passed it.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. Strange looking monster shaped like a brick wall that came out like some kind of disguise or something.
I would have to say, what type of drugs was that person on?
Yeah.
That came up with that.
Well,
I had
you know, they should have
Yeah.
called him the Wall. They should have just called him the Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
the
reference to
wall.
Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, build
if,
the wall.
if I wanted to punch the wall, I'll punch that. I probably break
Yeah,
my
or
nose.
tear the wall or tear it down.
Because dude, because
Sledgehammer.
in pro wrestling in WCW, Hulk Hogan had this villain guy, this heel wrestler called the Wall. He's like, "It's the Wall, brother," and it's just a dude like dressed like the
Yeah.
like a
Build the wall, tear down the wall.
yeah, Michael
Yeah.
Willis from Falling Down, but a ripped version of him. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you could have had literally him called the Wall. Because the brick
Yeah.
wall would be too obvious. It'd be like that's too much emphasis on his name. Like, no, just call it
Yeah.
the Wall.
Another brick in the wall. Another brick in the wall, it's called. Yeah, another brick in the wall. Yeah, Cat's wall.
Yeah,
Man.
Billy's the only one that stayed originally at the Blue Ranger. Him, I think the other ones were switched, but Billy was the only one to stay as the Blue Ranger.
Well, Rocky replaces him as Blue Ranger in the 4th season, which was
Yeah, first season, yeah. But as the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, Billy's the one to stay as the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger forever. He was never replaced as the Mighty Morphin though.
Yeah, he never changed his colors or anything like that.
Nope.
He stayed.
He was
Right.
going to be the Gold Ranger, but there was some type of a frequency that wasn't letting him interact with the Morphin grid. I think it was one of
Yeah.
the episodes, so that's why Jason took over as the Gold Ranger.
Yeah, came
And
back
he was
as Gold Ranger, but that will be for the
and
next season.
and he kept disappearing, Billy. So everybody thought he was the Gold Ranger, and people was like trying to suspect, like he was like, "What?" I was like, "No." I was like, because he's always disappearing, So, but he wasn't the Gold Ranger.
Also, what was the name of that other? Like, there wasn't the Gold Ranger, but there was another character. I forgot his name, but he was essentially like the extra ranger, but not officially. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it was like an alien character that is essentially a ranger, an unofficial Power Ranger. He's more like an associate with the Power Rangers.
No
I forgot.
idea.
I forgot the character's name, but it's
Yeah, it's been a while.
it was a black. He was all in black, similar to the Gold Ranger, but without the.
Oh, you mean the one that can form 3 personalities of himself?
Yes.
Oh, he was the original host.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it was a Gold Ranger. I think it was another character altogether. They might have retooled it to be the Gold Ranger eventually, but originally it was like the 3 personality person. That wasn't the Gold Ranger. That was it Zoo Range? It was some weird thing. I don't remember.
Yeah,
the name
lots
for
of
the-
stuff is weird. Huh. Even even Bulk or Skull are sometimes weird these days.
It's interesting
but-
because, like, in the comics, they were Power Rangers, at least very briefly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and they were quite the comedy instincts as well.
Yeah, they were purple and orange Rangers, which
Yes.
sad
think
because they never in the series they never had other colors, probably due to budget reasons. AKA Seban didn't want to create a new costume with orange and purple to
Yeah.
shoot footage
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, that too.
That would have
'Cause
been funny.
It would have been funny. It really would have been a cool idea and funny at the same time, but they just, due to money, they never did that. I think it would have been cool to have, because apparently Seban trademarked possible colors, for trademark purposes, like the Orange Ranger and the purple, even the Brown Ranger. There was like going to be a Brown Ranger and a Peach Ranger.
Peach Ranger.
I think the
Yeah,
Brown Ranger. I think the Brown Ranger would have been a problem. He would have been called the Shit Ranger.
Oh, all right.
Well, yeah, to quote,
that would have not been a good
yeah,
idea.
to quote. Well,
Yeah,
you could have called
like
the
this.
Chocolate Ranger if he ate
Shit
chocolate.
Ranger.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like this.
Yeah,
I don't think it
Chocolate
would have been. I don't think it would have been a good idea.
No, it wouldn't be.
well,
No.
well, as long as you showed him eating chocolate, I think that would have been better. Because if you didn't have him, if their trait wasn't not liking chocolate, yeah, it could have been being shit, which
It would have been
took-
Shit Ranger.
it would have been like Reservoir Dogs. Why am I Mr. Brown? That sounds like Mr. Shits.
Yeah, or Mr. Caramel. No,
Yeah.
Brown or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they had like apparently they trademarked a bunch of Seban trademarked a bunch of colors that were never used. And some people theorize the reason why they did that is so if some other company were to do a mock version of the Power Rangers, they can't
yeah.
use it for merchandise or toys or anything like that. I'm like, I don't know. Why would they go all that effort to do that? Nobody was
Oh.
clamoring, hey, we want the Brown Ranger. We want the Brown Ranger to be the main hero of the story. No.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been real weird.
Yeah, I don't think people were clamoring for that back then. So I just think it was just either they were thinking about it or it was to counteract the possibility of somebody trying to make their own Power Ranger series.
Yeah, that too.
Because what a lot of people don't know is like, Spider-Woman, right? And She-Hulk were created not because, oh yeah, we want to create a female no, they did it so that way other companies didn't make that version of the character and keep it as a trademark.
Yeah.
So that's why we had a whole bunch of female variations in Marvel, so that way other companies didn't have their own and legally have it, as a trademark. Well, you have Spider-Man, we have Spider-Woman.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, go ahead.
No Halloween. No Halloween episode for season 3.
Yeah, we were
Anyway.
looking for that, but the only thing they only make 2 Halloween seasons for this.
Yeah. Yeah, there was some.
Why do
Yeah, there
why do
was-
you think they didn't do a Halloween? Do you think it was for budget reasons?
Yeah, it could be that 13. Yeah, it could be that.
Because I thought it would be a great idea to have like a Halloween theme episode, but then again, yeah, probably wouldn't be a good idea if they didn't have the money for it.
Yeah. Ranger in reverse. A major turning point for season 3. Soon as the bad guys started getting an edge on the good guys. It's where the Rangers end up getting turned into kids by Rita and her father. Who I seem to forget the name of.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. This is when you knew that they ran out of footage to shoot, because why would you have them turn into kids?
Yeah, Master Vile. Yeah, Master Vile was the name of her father, responsible for the turning point events in season 3 for the Rangers.
I think he was a great character though. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, but he didn't have much appearances.
I know. He hated Lord Zed though. Big time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Yeah, his appearance in the show was very brief. Was quite brief number of episodes. Yeah. But in the end, he helped Rita and said, turn the Rangers into kids. Poor fellas.
Yeah, that was such a weird time period. And then they introduced the Alien Rangers,
Yeah.
the ones that
They
had
were
the
pretty
giant
cool.
brains. Yeah, no, it's cool that they introduced a different Ranger team, but it was just like, that's how you know that they ran out of footage. Was like, yeah, we're gonna use a different Ranger team footage to explain why this new team exists and the old team are children.
Yeah, but they aren't as they're not as useful as or reliable as the actual Rangers on Earth are, because they have limits to their fighting capabilities, and that involves where they're able to breathe and how long they can breathe it
In the
without
water.
being in water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
like they're like Atlantean aliens. They're like
Yeah.
literally like Aquaman or Namor.
Yeah,
but
they're like
alien
they're from
versions.
Aquatar. Or 5 of them.
Yep, Aquatar. That's the name of
Aquatar.
the world.
That's the name of the planet.
Also, their heads are huge, but yet their Ranger costumes fit their heads for some reason. You gotta love that.
And to
Yeah.
tell the truth, man, the Ranger costumes were dope, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It
liked
was. It's just a shame that like you want to bet that was the original idea, that costume would have went to the new team or the Morphin team eventually, but because Seban was scared of change, he didn't want to alienate the core fan base. So it wasn't until Zeo that they actually changed the costumes, excluding the ninja gear.
Yeah.
That was the only time that they did that.
Yeah, this is what they looked like. Aquatar.
Yeah, that doesn't match at all.
Yeah,
No, it
how does
doesn't.
that big ass brain fit that helmet?
Yeah. Yeah, what in the world? Seriously.
Yeah, that's how you know that like the Aquatar Rangers, like they probably was like a last minute thing, even though it's a cool idea to have an alien ranger team. Because
Yeah.
technically Lost Galaxy or In Space kind of had that concept later. They weren't from Earth.
No doubt.
So you could say this is like a prototype version of that team eventually.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it's a
here's
cool idea on paper.
the enemy from Aquatar that was summoned by Lord Zed. See this guy over here?
Yeah. Is that a Japanese character, or did they made that or did they modify it for the US? Because it looks pretty good. I like the
I have no
design.
idea. But he seems to be the arch enemy to the Aquatar Rangers.
The piranha fish from from the Thunderzord era was pretty good. The one at the beginning that destroyed the Megazord and the Tigazord.
Yeah.
The one that when Lord Zed first appeared, he sent that piranha monster out there, and the Power Rangers was without a Zord for at least a couple of episodes, like 1 or 3 episodes, and that's when they got
Yeah.
the Thunder Zords for the first time.
Exactly.
That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Billy
Also-
killed. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Keep going. Yeah, Billy helped him defeat this guy. Yeah, when he helped them, when he guided them on learning how to use the Megazords to beat him. Yeah, but at the same time, everyone that was sending the kids went back in time to find what they needed to repair the Zeo crystal, so they can get back to normal. Yeah, Zeo crystal. This thing. Yeah.
Yep.
It was. Go ahead.
No, it's yeah, the Zeo crystal literally became their new source of power because the Morpher grid was destroyed. They
Yeah,
couldn't
it
use
was.
it anymore. Which
Yeah,
is
it was.
weird because later on when they do the anniversary specials, conveniently it works. Right? Isn't that weird, guys? Like now it works. They can transform into the classic Mighty Morphin variants in anniversary specials, which honestly I question the validity of the canon to that, because for one, the Morphin grid is pretty much destroyed at this point, right? And Zordon's dead, right? Spoilers, right? He died.
Oh yeah.
So at the end of the Zordon era, he's gone. So how can they use the Morphin grid?
Magic.
Big plot hole. Big plot hole right there.
No, it's what most people would say. Magic. It's magic. You know.
Yeah,
it just
magic. Don't question it, guys. It's just
Works.
magic.
Exactly.
At least explain it's time travel, or they use an alternate universe or dimension where Zordon's still alive. They communicated with him. At least that would have been a good explanation of why they could use the Morphin grid again.
Yeah. How also though, around the time season 3 was close to making its end, Aisha was the last person to get them the last piece of the Zeo crystal, but volunteered to stay behind and had this African girl standing next to her take her place in the Rangers alongside the other Rangers.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. And unusual for her to leave just before she could come back in her all normal again.
Translation, pay dispute. Yep. We don't want to pay you the money, so you can quit.
Yep.
That's what said before earlier on in the stream. Season 3 just didn't seem
It
bright.
was all over the place.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, it was. Check your mic.
I like season 3, but it's the weirdest season, probably in.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, he was
What happened?
losing feet there.
What was the and Mystic Force too? Because I used to like with Mystic Force also as well. I think the lady that played as Rita was playing as some other character too. The one that actually played, yeah, I forgot what was her name though.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
that's a good mate.
Anyway,
No, but it's the weirdest season because people kept coming and going, and there was so much different concepts and ideas splattered throughout the whole season. Season 3 could have been a whole different series with an S. Whole bunch of different series if you wanted it to be.
yeah,
That's how crazy it was.
definitely crazy.
You had the Mighty Morphin, you had the Ninja Gear, you had the Zeos. Literally could have been 3 different series at once.
Yeah, it could have been. It's quite strange too. I mean,
Ham
they just brought
actually,
her. Yeah, what's
Okay.
also weird is that they just brought her in to replace Trini, and later she ends up leaving and having someone who is in a different world she traveled to take her place in the present as the Yellow Ranger.
the other thing I was going to say is how many writers did they actually have as well? Like maybe they didn't communicate with each other too.
Good question.
I honestly think that there was just 1 or 2 writers. I don't think there were a bunch of writers. If anything, the very most was like 3 or 4, and that's counting the Japanese footage.
Yep.
I don't think. I think in reality it was just 1 or 2 people. And does this work? Yeah, let's do it. And you have a couple of editors that be mini writers, and that would be it. Because it's very inconsistent. Like it has to be at least 1 or 2 writers in this.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because if they had like multiple writers and they're not communicating between them like we've seen nowadays, that would probably explain the whole reason of how it's all over the place as well. Well, one of the reasons I should say.
I can understand if like the writer got sick or they got they took time off like vacation or whatever, or they got fired. That's why there's the writing is kind of inconsistent. I don't think that's the case. I just think it's I wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in meantime, Rito and Goldar, while the Rangers and their kid forms were traveling back to the past and to different continents to find the crystals, Goldar and Rito have infiltrated the Power Rangers base command center, and then found planet explosives, and then they blew up the place. Yeah. Blowing up command center. Yeah. Quite a shocking way to end it. To end a 3rd season.
Oh yeah, fun fact, the command center, that's actually a real place. You know that, right? That's actually like a university.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, really. Like they used it in not just in the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger series, but in a whole bunch of other series, television series and movies. I think it's a Jewish university, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, that's
Like the
actually pretty
building,
interesting.
the outer interior, not the inner interior. The inner interior
Yeah.
obviously is a soundstage. It's obviously a soundstage.
Yeah.
But the outer one is actually it's a real building.
Yeah, like a few other shows, like
I think. Oh yeah,
Stargate.
Tenacious D even used it at nighttime. You know the scene where they're trying to break in to steal like the pick.
Yeah.
It's actually they actually showed it in that movie as well. So yeah, a whole bunch of movies and TV shows like that building so much they shot it outside. They love the outer interior.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah. But where was this shot at?
I think it was in California, like the outer interior. I think it was it was a university in California, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yep. California. Yeah, command center destroyed. Just when the Rangers were back to normal, they eventually lose the command center. And quite a shocking twist, but was seen coming because of Rito and Goldar infiltrating the place. Sure, it gets automatically restored, as if the people writing it didn't want to have put the Rangers through a hiatus of struggle before getting them back into their gear.
That would have actually been really good for their character build, honestly.
Yeah, it would have been good. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, look at this. Huh.
3D model.
Yeah, I'm not even
Probably
sure if
what
that
they
man.
used
That is
to
dope.
destroy it.
I gotta get myself a 3D printer. I could make a whole set out of this shit.
You can make a whole lot of miniatures of all sorts of things as well.
That's your
Yeah.
department. That's your department.
Hell yeah! If I was playing 40k again, I would be.
Shit.
And you know how
Yeah.
much they cost? They cost
lot.
like a lot.
Cost an arm and a leg.
Exactly.
You can make
That's
a
why
toy out
one
of that
reason why I
shit.
stopped playing the tabletop.
Shit. You can make toys out of this shit, man. I'm
Hell
telling you,
yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
And dangerous stuff, which I keep away from.
Well,
Mhm.
we won't get into that.
No, exactly. To just say, I just say it that way.
Mm.
Yeah. Duly noted. Well, guys, I suppose we'll have to call it there. I don't know where Abe and Theta are, but I guess they must have been distracted and forgot.
Possibly.
Still,
Well, I didn't forget. I kept getting reminded by you.
yeah, thank you very much, Furious Dan.
No problemo,
Thank
man. Try
I'm
the
going to
best I
redirect
can.
this to a stream that's still currently live.
Mm-hmm.
Here. Wait, hold on. Hang on, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to find a stream to redirect ourselves to.
We got Valkyria. We got Valkyria Raposa here.
Hey, she's the best villain and still a hottie. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Honestly, I wouldn't be a ranger. I'll be one of the villains, and I'm definitely beat the crap out of the rangers. That's for sure.
You know who
Well,
I
Rudy
find
got
really hot?
redeemed as the late mother eventually, so that's pretty cool.
You know who I
Yeah.
really found hot without the costume? Scorpina. Scorpina was smoking.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
she
man.
was.
She was smoking.
Anyway,
Mhm.
time to go and raid a stream, folks. Thanks again for coming. Make sure you all be sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons too. And now we are going to go and raid Chris Boltz's stream while he's live.
Yes.
So let's go say hi to
About face.